Welcome, acolytes. Here I am reacting again to a little video from Evangeline Skov. I didn't do it for a pretty long time, to be honest. So, and by the way, I actually quite like this young woman, just because she actually sounds like an intelligent, person. It is what it is. But about this video, I am really surprised. Now, here's the title: The Problem with Hbomberguy. This is, by the way, if you don't know, this is the guy that does a video once or twice a year, but it always blows up. It's most of the time well informed, and it's actually quite a satisfying thing to watch him most of the time. And I personally know that Hbomberguy, because of his actual acclamation with Hassan, he's on the really, maybe a bit of the more aggressive side of the left. And I personally dislike that. Think about it what you might. But what I was also thinking is the following, that she is actually buddy-buddy with him. And normally, if you have people that think like that, they actually never ever do videos on each other for some reason, because I guess it's shitty to disagree with someone. But if you ask me, no, you should disagree with people on some things, and if you have someone that you agree with 100% of the time, that's rare. That's really rare. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen that often. And you know, a lot of people are just like, I don't want this, I'm gonna do this, and if you don't agree 100% with me, you're not a human being. I disagree with it. I like a discussion. I just love it. I wanna change my mind, and that's what it is. And that's why I'm surprised that she is, I assumed, she's buddy-buddy with him and has this mindset that you cannot disagree with someone. But I'm gonna admit it right now, I was wrong about it, and I am actually quite surprised that she made a video titled like this. At the end of the day, okay, let's watch it.
In the perceived hierarchy of YouTube content creation, reaction channels are below drama channels. Drama channels are below commentary channels. And commentary channels are below video essayists. All hail the video essays. Do I agree with this hierarchy? Absolutely not. I just think that there are different kinds of content that people create because there are different kinds of content that people want to consume.
Yes, and I will agree on this 100%. There's different kinds of content that people just want to consume, and it is what it is. And people shouldn't get mad about it because, well, it just doesn't help anybody. We maybe, instead of getting mad about it, just propose the things that, like, say the things you don't like about it, and let's get something, let's just make something better, not just be hateful for, well, no particular gain.
Not everybody is going to want to watch people reading out Reddit content. And in the same breath, not everybody is going to want to watch a 4-hour video essay about some obscure game from the 90s.
True.
No form of content is inherently above another form of content. Even though within every genre on YouTube, and not just the ones I've mentioned, there are good creators who make good content that they care about. And there are people who just do not care at all. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
But for some reason, a lot of creators keep perpetuating this idea that there is some kind of hierarchy. And so they just make blanket statements that anything that they perceive to be below them is bad. Now, you may have heard...
Yes, and this happens a lot. And don't get me wrong, because yes, there are scumbags. There are just scumbags sometimes. It is what it is. But in the end of the day, if you spread hate about it, and it's just content that you might not watch, but a lot of other people watch, just accept it, move on with your life, and if you still get angry about it, get a hobby, you fucker. Just get a hobby. Get something to do.
you know, small video, so maybe not all of you, but yeah, you may have heard that Hbomberguy just uploaded a video about plagiarism on YouTube. Obviously, everyone and their mum heard about this video, but it was of particular interest to me because I was told that there was a very large section on it about Illuminati, and that this section might have been one of the reasons why she disabled her comments. Which, as you'll know, I've been covering the Illuminati stuff as in-depth as I can, so I try and keep up with what's going on. Hbomberguy has been relevant to the Illuminati story since the beginning. Because if you've forgotten, when the stuff was happening between Legal Eagle and Illuminati on Twitter, Hbomberguy was the person who pointed out that Blair accusing Legal Eagle of plagiarism was really ironic, considering she had allegedly plagiarized some of her own content. This was something that I discussed in either my first or my second video about Illuminati. So I sat down to watch this Hbomberguy video, and I thoroughly was enjoying it. I thought it was well researched, well written, well edited. It was just a good piece of content. And no matter what I'm going to say in the rest of this video, I do still stand by the fact that it is a good piece of content and it is a good video. Now, his section on Illuminati was quite in-depth and really well researched, and it had a lot of examples of her plagiarism, allegedly, and the ways that she has tried to hide it. Now, imagine my surprise when he switches this to compare every single channel who has made a video about Illuminati to Illuminati herself. Even showing some of our channels on screen, mine included, and saying that we were all just as bad, if not worse, than Blair.
Sadly, Illuminati isn't a unique story. She's just the most prominent tip of the iceberg of content mill video essay garbage. If you want to see these extremely poor practices in action, you need only watch the videos about Illuminati. You know, drama YouTube. The worst part of YouTube.
In fact, I can
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did that. He did done that. Yeah. Yeah, understood. Yep.
confidently say that he is calling us worse than Blair because he says, and I quote, "Sadly, Illuminati isn't a unique story. She's just the most prominent tip of the iceberg of content mill video essay garbage. If you want to see these extremely poor practices in action, you only need watch the videos about Illuminati. You know, drama YouTube. The worst part of YouTube. First of all, it is extremely insulting, disingenuous, and, ironically, lacking in research to make a detailed and well-argumented point about Illuminati's plagiarism and then just to proclaim that we're all worse than her somehow." And yes,
okay, I have to defend her because none of them, no, that I seen, actually do a worse job than Illuminati did. Every single video that I seen from them was, I won't call it original because, well, fuck it. It was definitively made in a way where you can, where it's informative and entertaining. So, and it was clearly of the people that actually did the thing they did. So, yeah, I have to disagree with it. And the thing is, I don't even. Oh, this is okay. I snapped her in the wrong. Oh, this isn't particularly nicely done. So, if you ever see this video, sorry, this wasn't on purpose. Damn. Wait, let's just. Oh, okay. No, I will make it worse. Sorry about it. Yeah, but as I said, I don't think this is as bad as he said. And I think at one point, I even said that I have to look in it in my own time, and I just think he overdone it. He over dramatized the entire thing a bit, and it was definitively for the show. I think he over dramatized it for a specific reason, so that it's a bit more entertaining. And by the way, Hbomberguy, if you actually do something like that, but then you're friends with Hassan, yeah, come on, like this dude is pure drama. It's not even drama, it's really bad drama. This guy just soaks up hate and lashes it out like it's candy. Come on, dude, really.
To proclaim that we're all worse than her somehow. And yes, I played the clip and then said the exact same thing to you because I want you to hear exactly what he says here. He's painting us all with the same brush and adding to this idea of the YouTube hierarchy by saying that we're all below Illuminati, and of course insinuating that he's above all of us. And I do need to point out here that he's doing that in a video where he's talking about Illuminati, including the drama, if you want to call it that, with Legal Eagle. But because his is in the form of a video essay, that's okay, and he's still above all of us. And again, another very important thing that I need to point out is that he also posted an entire video about Illuminati to a second channel. Is that not drama content? Although admittedly, when he was sharing this on Twitter, he said he was trying out making content that was lazier and worse. So again, still above us, but he can make the same content as us as long as he says that it's worse and it's bad, because that cancels it out. So guys, I guess I'm just gonna put out a disclaimer that my content is lazy and bad. And there, I can make whatever I want. But back to his main video.
This girl is on point. Why am I... Okay, it's fine.
He also calls every single one of us in this space content mills. Once again, painting us all with the same brush as Illuminati, but with far less research than he gave to her. And, once again, nothing to back up this claim. Well, nothing to back it up beyond his own opinion, but that seems out of place in a video where everything is just well-researched and fact-checked. And he doesn't point out any difference between those two statements.
Drama YouTube is its own sub-ecosystem of content mills, grinding out infinite buckets of slop about whatever's happening in that moment.
So I'm not gonna milk this anymore after this video, okay?
These people are so busy making the videos, they don't even have time to find out what Blair did. They're finding the most popular tweets on the topic and hitting the record button.
Not enough that they steal ideas, they have to go out of their way to slander others' work for having the most banal similarities.
His example used to show that we're all content mills is that apparently we don't do any research and we just copy each other's videos. And look, I'm sure that's true for some creators in this space, absolutely. As it is true for every single genre of YouTube. There's going to be somebody who doesn't do their own work and just copies somebody else. But he's decided...
Yeah, it is what it is. Or reacts to it. Wink wink.
That's the case for all of us. In his eyes, none of us do any research, none of us do any work. We're all just mindless drones copying each other's videos in some weird endless cycle. Does he show any evidence for this? No. Well,
of course not.
There's one thing, actually, but it's not really evidence, and we'll get to that in a minute. But no, this statement is simply not true. Like I said, some creators will just read things from other people's videos, and that's not great. But the majority of us do our own research, and we try to add something to the conversation or put a unique spin on it. For example, we might add a new piece of information that we found through, wait for it, our own research. We might tell people about our own way of looking at this information that might give it a new meaning that
in the way of looking, no, it's basically that's what
people didn't
what
see
I want
before.
to say now.
We might present the information in different ways and in different orders depending on the style of content that we make. Some people make more serious content, some people make more humorous content, some people make documentary style videos, and some people try to make them in the form of video essays. And a lot of the time we'll give our personal takes on the information in our own original commentary, which is what a lot of our viewers want to see. Does he take any of that into account? No, not at all. And to prove my point further, let me just give you 2 examples. There are a lot more, but I'm just going to stick to 2 for now. While all the Illuminati controversy was going on, FBS Diesel managed to join her private Discord server, which is for her top tier patrons. And from that, he was able to track the ways that she was talking about people and twisting the narrative behind the scenes. That was information that nobody else had. He went out and got that himself. I myself did an original interview with one of Illuminati's employees to find out again what was going on behind the scenes, what was being said, what ways was she interacting with employees, and what ways was she twisting the narrative when all of this was going on. And
yes, and now just hear what she says and think about it. It's the thing that Hbomberguy, and this is now specifically for the people that are actually fans of him and think that he can do nothing wrong. Somebody that goes in, does the Patreon thing, and just gets the information. Does this sound someone that actually just regurgitates information? No. Like this, like she actually had an idea, asked the people that do the thing, how they work with her. Is this a puke idea? No, of course not. It's a great idea. And it gets the spin done. And it's beautiful, to be honest. Like, it's a nice thing. But let's
Again,
continue.
that is just 2 examples. Most of us in this space are doing the work. We're putting in the research and the time and the effort because we enjoy making the content. We care about the content we make, and we care about the people who are watching it. And then people like this just declare us all bad and unoriginal. Just because. This isn't even just an issue with Hbomberguy. This is an issue that has been going on for feckin' ages at this point. It's the YouTube hierarchy all over again. Anybody who just perceives themselves as being above drama just feels the need to shit on all of us who make this kind of content just so they can feel better about themselves.
On point. On effing point. And yes, those are just people that, I'm gonna be honest, are probably unhappy with themselves. Because why? Why would you take the time and just be toxic about someone else? And I don't mean in a way where it's like you're passionate about something, but come on. As I said, like the freaking strongest point for me is Hbomber is friends with Hassan, and just come on, dude. Like, you cannot be more hypercritical than that.
Those people, like Hbomberguy, just decide that we're all content mills who just vomit out videos, and they completely ignore the work that actually goes into it. They ignore that because it doesn't fit their narrative. And
Yes.
to be perfectly honest, it's an insult to all of us who make this kind of content, and it's an insult to the people who watch it. People who have been here for a while know that this is not the first time that I've talked about this kind of issue with other YouTubers doing this, and I am genuinely just sick of it. Fine, let's be fair. Let's look at the example he gives of us all copying each other and not making our own original videos and not doing our own research.
They don't even have time to find out what Blair did. They're finding the most popular tweets on the topic and hitting the record button. And in their most evolved form, they're not even doing that. They're watching other drama videos and making their own version. I've seen the compilation I made of Blair copying Dia in like 40 different places at this point. But what's really amazing about it is that it's now crossed the drama mill event horizon. So instead of being credited to me, it's credited to the other drama YouTubers the current drama YouTuber got it from. In this instance, the previous drama YouTuber's name isn't even spelled right. That's the level of research we're dealing with here.
So he says that his clip has been doing the rounds so much that it's no longer getting credited to him. And while he's saying all of this, a bunch of our channels show up on screen.
I'm just gonna say the following. He picked a very bad point for his point. Now, why do I say that? Because what the F should you build in it differently in it? This point that he specifically shown is, yes, she's doing this, and this is from where she has it. Of course you're gonna show the same thing. It's obvious, man. But yeah, okay. I think he is just also a drama channel. I think. Well, who knows? Maybe. Wait, I have to. Nope.
Including mine. So let's see how I used his clip. It seems like Illuminati has a history of alleged plagiarism herself. Hbomberguy on Twitter pointed out that Illuminati had posted a video where she word for word pretty much copied something that was said in a documentary on the same topic.
Professor Hugh Hbomberguy, Professor Freudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Freudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
So I did credit him, and yet I'm shown on screen with a bunch of other creators while he says that we all just copy each other, and his clip is not being credited to him, we're just crediting each other. And then what about the other people that he showed on screen? Bo Black's credited him.
Hbomberguy quote tweets Illuminati and says, just to clarify, one of Legal Eagle's editors asked one of your editors what plugin they used for a personal video they were working on for their own channel. I take plagiarism really seriously, so I'm interested in an explanation of what exactly is wrong here. He then shares a Twitter video with the caption, personally Illuminati, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example, copying someone else's documentary directly into your script.
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
Professor Freudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Freudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
As did iNabber.
You then had YouTuber Hbomberguy coming out and saying, personally Blair, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example, copying somebody else's documentary directly and putting it into your own script. And then he played this little video.
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
As did Tom Dark.
Blair's getting a lot of criticism from other big leftist YouTubers, such as Hbomberguy, who probably is one of, if not the biggest leftist video essay channel. And he made a tweet showing what looks like some actual plagiarism from one of Blair's videos. He plays some clips side by side from one of her videos in an older documentary, and it seems like it's verbatim the same exact thing, right?
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
As did Jalen.
Personally, Illuminati, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example,
Okay, I'm gonna say it now. She's correct on that. The Hbomberguy lied. Directly lied. He just pulled something out of his ass, as she shows.
copying someone else's documentary directly into your script.
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
As did Nuke God.
She herself has plagiarized multiple of her videos, almost word for word from other documentaries, which explains why she's able to put out documentaries so much. She puts out multiple a week, which if you watch any documentary YouTuber, you know that that's hard to do. Most of them take like weeks to put out an actual video.
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
And discovered her copying documentaries beat for beat.
Professor Hugh Freudenberg.
The only one of the creators that Hbomberguy showed on screen that didn't credit him was Internet Anarchist. But when talking about this, Hbomberguy says, in this instance.
In this instance, the previous drama YouTuber's name isn't even spelled right. That's the level of research we're dealing with here.
Making it seem like there are many other instances of us all crediting each other instead of him. But if that was the case, then why weren't the people he showed on screen all people who didn't credit him? And of course people are going to say, you don't get it. His point is that it's gotten so far in the drama mill that it's now not being credited to him, even though you all did. Okay, I see your point. No, he did not directly say that. But a lot of people are going to watch that and assume that that's what happened, because he does not clarify this. What he does is say that we all copy each other and then proceeds to show a bunch of us on screen when most of us, bar one, all credited him. He does not address the fact that we all credited him. So a lot of people, and this video has almost 10 million views, are going to watch that and just go, oh yes, all of those channels that he showed, and all drama channels in general, just copy each other, and they're probably all crediting each other for this clip. But if we did all credit him, then what's the problem? Because he makes a point to say that he's seen his clip being used countless times, and that somehow is proof that we all just copy each other. But he himself, in this same video, says that the Twitter video that he posted got far less views than Illuminati's own video, Illuminati Exposed, where she lied about his clip and downplayed the whole thing. And as a result, as he says, people just believe Blair and not him.
Her official response on YouTube has way more views than the Twitter video she's responding to here. More people have seen a manipulatively framed single image from the video than the video itself. I got some replies from people who had clearly just seen her video and not seen mine, trying to defend her on the basis that she did put it in quotes, she just didn't cite the source correctly, and you can find it in the description. Some poor Illuminati fans out there think I'm mad at her for quoting some words slightly wrong. because they assume, in good faith, that the YouTuber they like wouldn't tell them an obvious lie.
So isn't it a good thing that we're spreading this clip and spreading this information so that people can see the truth? Because if you add the views from his Twitter video and then also add the views from all...
Okay, just to her point, technically yes, but well, I don't say technically. Yes, of course you're correct. But in his case, if you show it and spread it, he's standing there like a liar, that he is. Or a scam artist, that he did. And if he lied in this one point, well, he will lie in every other point, by the way. Yeah? Or every other, he'll definitively lie in other points. So, the credibility of his is done. Or done, I mean, it has a nudge in it. It's maybe not done because he's still, it's like with the completionist. He made a mistake, and if he instantly actually acknowledged it, it won't be a thing, but, well, let's see.
All of our videos combined who used his clip and credited him, the numbers between the people who have seen his clip and who have seen Illuminati's video evens out. Is that not what you wanted? Or does that not fit your narrative about drama channels? Overall, the comments that he made are just rude and unnecessary, not to mention completely untrue. It is an insult to me. It's an insult to everybody who he showed on screen, and it's an insult to anybody who makes drama content. And the bit that annoys me the most is that it is an insult to my audience, and it is an insult to all of our audiences. They watch us for a reason. Most of the time they just like the way that we present the information, and that's fine. Some people want to watch people reading out tweets reacting to stuff. Why is that a problem?
Yes.
Why is that a bad form of content to make? I said it already and I'm gonna say it again. I put a lot of work into the content that I make, and so do most creators in this space. And just because you feel that your content is superior to ours does not mean that you can paint us all with the same brush. Claim we don't do any research with nothing to back it up. Or claiming that we're all worse than Illuminati after you made an entire section of a video and a dedicated video talking about her plagiarism, and say we're all content mills who churn out slop. It's insulting, and I don't think I need to sit here and be insulted by others who feel they need to belittle people to fuel their own egos. I will stand by what I said at the beginning of this video. I enjoyed his video. I think it's good, and what I'm saying does not negate everything else that was in his video. It's still a good video. But it was entirely unnecessary to attack an entire corner of YouTube, as well as attacking reaction channels and people who make Reddit content, which is not something I spoke about now because it's just not my domain. It's not the kind of content.
No, it's fine. You're talking about your expertise, your domain, and I think that's fine. And she did a really good job of explaining it, so yeah.
That I make, but he had a lot of things to say about that too, which I found really unnecessary and rude. I like the content that I make, and my audience likes the content that I make. That is what matters the most to me. Over the years, I have been actively trying to improve my content. Back when people actually started watching my videos, a lot of people told me that I mumble and that it's really hard to understand me. So I learned to talk a bit more clearly, and to this day, I am still working on improving my delivery, because it's not perfect, but I'm trying. I invest in better equipment when I can to try and improve the quality of my content. I've constantly been working on improving my research skills. And my editing has gotten so much better than when I first started out. I mean, you can go back and look at videos from like 2 years ago. That was trash. And I'm still trying to get better. I've even been
know that feeling. And I still think my videos are trash.
Working on improving my thumbnails and seeing which ones people like the best and trying to learn new techniques, because Photoshop, not my thing. And so many other things. And I don't cover every single thing that happens no matter what, because I only talk about stuff that I want to talk about or I know my audience wants to hear. If I didn't care about my content and I just churned out slop that I copied from other creators, why would I be doing any of this? I wouldn't. And probably a lot of you are going to be asking why I'm annoyed about this or why I'm even bothering to make a video about it. Admittedly, I've actually gotten more annoyed than I was when I first saw his video. And that's because I've been writing down my thoughts, rewatching that clip, and realizing just how unfair those comments were. It's something that keeps getting brought up time and time again to belittle us in this space. We have people like him saying things like this all the time. We had Anthony Padilla, who said in a video that we were ruining YouTube. And we have She Who Shall Not Be Named, who you'll only know who I'm talking about if you've been here for a while, who was very insulting to this form of content despite, watching it. And we have comments all the time who are perpetuating that same idea because they hear these creators with millions of views and followers saying these things. This is an attack on my career, on the thing that I do because I love doing it. Like I said, I've received this attack countless times throughout my time on YouTube, and now it's being blasted on a video with nearly 10 million views. This is not an attempt for me to say that I hate Hbomberguy or try to cancel him or say that his content is irrelevant and bad because of this one comment he made. No, I watched that video, I think it's good. I can't speak for the rest of his content because I've never watched it and I hadn't actually heard of him before the Illuminati stuff. That is not me trying to be shady before anyone takes it that way, I just hadn't. I cannot possibly know about every single YouTuber. I'm not trying to start anything here. His video, still good, but this one section, it was just nasty. And it was just untrue. At this point, I'm at risk of repeating myself, so I'm not gonna list all the reasons why it's untrue and unfair because I just did that the rest of the video, if you saw it. So for now, I'm gonna leave it here. But if you like soulless, plagiarized videos about Illuminati, then subscribe, I guess. Have a...
Yeah, but this is what it is. Good night, acolytes. Banshee's, by the way, right in my opinion, so there's that.